All right, Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakwak Kwadash. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the brothers that are doing this work in truth and sincerity. And we're going to jump right into the lesson. This is Proverbs 31 and 10. And it says, "Who can find a virtuous woman? For a price is far above rubies." And a virtuous woman is going to be very difficult to come across in this day and age, in this great core called Babylon, because the Israelite woman, starting from the tribe of Judah, the so-called Negro, all the way down to the tribe of Issachar, the so-called Mexican, the women of the tribes, their spirit, their mentality, their goals, their desires are all contrary to the men of the Lord. They are deprived of wisdom, as it says in the book of Job. So we're not speaking about, finding you a wife in this truth. The scripture says in the New Testament, "If thou lose one wife, seek not another." If your woman's happy to dwell with you, and she basically takes care of business and to the most part and does right, then you keep her around, man. But the virtuous woman that we do have access to is the woman called wisdom, because wisdom is likened to a woman, or put in a feminine sense, all throughout the scriptures. In the book of Proverbs, wisdom of Solomon, and we're going to touch on those things. So basically, the virtuous woman that the Lord gave us is the woman called wisdom. This is the helpmeet. This is the perfect helpmeet that the Lord gave us, because we go back to the book of Genesis. The Lord said that it's not good that man should be alone, and He gave her a helpmeet, which was in the form of Eve. And it says, Proverbs 31 and 10, "Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies." And if you read these verses, it speaks about a woman being a helpmeet. And our perfect helpmeet is wisdom. Let's get Proverbs 31:11. "The heart of her husband does safely trust in her, so that she shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax, and works willingly with her hands. She is like the merchant ship, she bringeth her food from afar. She rises also while it is yet night, and giveth to meat to her household, and portion to her maidens. She considers it a field, and buys it. With the fruit of her hands she planteth a vineyard. She girdeth her loins with strings, and strings of orange, perceiveth that her merchant is good, but the candle goes not out by night. She lays her hands to the spindle, and her hands hold to this staff. She stretches out her hand to the poor, yet reaches for the force her hands to the needy." Well, basically, if you read this, it's speaking about a woman being a helpmeet, and our perfect helpmeet, or her perfect woman, because that was the role of a woman, to be a helpmeet to the man of the Lord. And right now, our perfect helpmeet is wisdom. Let's go get a good scripture. This is in the Old Testament. It's going to be in Proverbs. Let's see here. Salak. Bastard. Yeah, it's Proverbs 18:22. It says, "Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing, and obtaineth favor from the Lord." So you gotta look at that spiritually. We look at all things spiritually, man. And the wife that the Lord had allowed us to find is this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, is this truth. That's really the true favor. That's the Lord showing you favor, man. Let's go ahead and get that word favor. It says, goodwill, favor, pleasure, delight, goodwill, acceptance, will, desire, pleasure, self-will. So that's the Lord accepting you, man. That's the Lord showing favor, goodwill to you. That's the Lord likening you. That's the Lord, that's you being the apple of the Lord's eye, so to speak. Giving you this woman, this wife, called wisdom. That's why Yahweh Shai spoke about, remember your first love. Because this is the only woman that you're going to find that's truly going to be a benefit unto you. And the women of this world, from personal experience and from brothers' experience, they come with problems, man. Scripture talk about having trouble with the flesh. You're gonna have problems with that. You're gonna have guaranteed to have problems with her because she's not for your turn. She is not for your goal. She's gonna be jealous of you spending time for this truth, man. Because they look at you being this truth as another woman, a woman that you pay more attention to, that you put more priority to, and they get jealous of that, man. They get jealous of the woman wisdom that the Lord gave us because now they're the fucking side piece, and they don't like that. But if you go to Proverbs 8th chapter, and like we said, you go to Proverbs 8th chapter, wisdom is always likened in a female sense. This proverb, that's not to say that you can't have a woman, or you can have multiple women if that's what you can do, but you gotta make it. But you gotta make sure that you know how to handle that, because brothers can get caught up in that situation, and it brings a lot of woe to their household, man. It brings a lot of problems to their household. A lot of envy and strife to their household, man. And that's the last thing you want, because that's just basically stopping you from fully serving the Lord. This is Proverbs 8:1. Did not wisdom cry and understanding push for divorce? She stands at the top of high places by the way in the places of paths. She cries at the gates of the entry of the city, the coming of the doors. Unto you, O man, I call, and my voice to the sons of men. So this is a woman looking for a suitable mate, a qualified man, so to speak. All ye simple understand wisdom, and ye fool be understanding heart. Hear what I will speak, excellent things, and the opening of my lips shall be right things. Once again, that's wisdom being the perfect help meet for the man of the Lord. So you got to look at it like that, man. This is what we're called. We're called to love wisdom. We're called to rightly divide the word of truth, man. Let's get the scripture I had saved here. Yeah, this is Titus 1:5 in the scripture, in the subheading is qualification for elders. Then it says Titus 1:5. It says we'll start at verse 6. It says, if any be blameless, the husband of one wife, having faithful children, not accused of right and unruly. This is basically qualifications or characteristics you should have, that you should strive to possess as a man of the Lord, as a teacher, as a bishop. Because that word bishop, we're going to look up in the next verse. It goes into being an overseer. So if any be blameless, the husband of one wife, having faithful children, accused of right or unruly. Not to say that you can have more than one woman, because you can, but you got to be very careful. You got to make sure that you're willing, that you can, that your character, your spirit can handle those things, man. And that one wife is talking about, you can liken that into wisdom as well. That's our true one wife. It's having faithful children, not accused of having faithful children, not accused of right or unruly. That's basically going into having your household order, man. And because you got to have your household in order, you got to have your ducks lined up in a row, so to speak, for you to be effective in this truth, man, to the best of your ability. Not to say that you're not going to have problems, but you can't live in a manner that's reckless or too carefree, where you're not really taking care of your business, or not top of your shit. It says, for a bishop must be blameless and as a steward of your house. Because I want to get that word bishop, and it goes into overseer. We are overseers of this word. A man charged with the duty of seeing that things be done by others are done rightly. Any curator, gardener, superintendent, elder, overseer, Christian church. So we are given the responsibility of making sure this word is done rightly. That's why I mentioned that scripture, rightly dividing the word of truth. So let's go ahead and get that one. Where did I have it at? 2 Timothy 2:15. Study. Let's get the word study. To hasten to make haste, exert oneself, endeavor to give diligence. And we are to give diligence to the woman called wisdom, or study, to that. Study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh, a workman. And a workman can also be likened to a husband, because that's what that word husband means. It means basically like a worker, man. Let's get that word workman. Because the scripture talk about husbandry, which is basically like a hard labor, or like farm work, so to speak. See, as toiler, a laborer, a worker, a laborer. And let's get that word husband, man. See if I can find it. See. Let's see what this definition says. Well, there's not really no strongs for it. Salak. Let's see here. Let's see the strongs for this one. To marry to Lord, to rule over, to be married, to rule over, overseer. Well, let's get the word husbandry. Yeah, that's a better. Maybe that might give me what I want. Let's see here. See, the business of a farmer, comprehending agriculture, tillage of the ground, the raising, managing, feeding of cattle, all domestic animals, the management. So that word husband comes from the word husbandry, but basically a worker. So going back to Salak. So going back to Titus 1:6, it said, if any be blamed, the husband, one wife, having faithful children, accusing of right, unruly, basically have your household in order. For a bishop, that's going to be an overseer, and we'll get that real quick. I forgot if we got it, but a man charged with duty seems to be done by others, done rightly, any curator, gardener, superintendent. It says Christian officer, superintendent, and general charge of the church, bishop, overseer. We've been given responsibility, in the preaching of this word, rightly dividing the word of truth. Say, but the love of hospitality, love of good man, sober, just, holy, temperate, holding fast the faithful words being taught, they may be able to be by sound doctrine, both to exhort and to convince the gainsayers, man. So that's our job. That's what we are being called to do. We are called to love wisdom. We are called to be faithful to wisdom and to be an overseer in charge of that household, man. These are the responsibilities the Lord gave us. And as far as women's concerned, we're not in that season right now, man. If the Lord puts one in your path, hey, you go ahead and handle your business, but that's not the main topic. That's not the main concern. That's not the way doing things. Apostle Paul said himself, and even the others say, he wishes the best way to be in this truth is to be without a woman. And that's the downfall of many a brother, man. That's the downfall of many a brother. They get all depressed. They get all woe is me type shit because the women ain't popping like they used to, because the Lord might have took that away from you, man, for you to focus and concentrate on this truth. And you see that happening, man. You see that happening, and you see we're not here to be fucking simps. What I'm trying to say. That's we're not supposed to bow down these women. We're not supposed to acknowledge them. Like one of the others said in a video a long time ago, you got to master the art of ignoring these women out here, man. Of avoiding them, ignoring them. Or just like, in your mentality, in your mind, they don't exist. You got to be a soldier to just be mission-minded. You got to hold on to your true love, which is this wisdom. But with that being said, just real quick, let's hear the plantation. Just, meditate on that scripture, man, and other things. Most High win, hope is edifying. That we give honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Call halal Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Brothers, keep on pushing. Shalom.